Dennis has reminded you of what Beyond Data Statistics Solutions deals with. We offer certifications in several areas, that is SPSS, Stata, Tableau, Power BI, and also R and Python. All these certificates you can get here, where you'll be taught by well-educated tutors and who are willing to advance you to areas that you data analysis students and also for everyone. Thank you so much, Dennis, for that. Before we begin, this is Beyond Data Statistics Solution, and today we are going to cover data visualization and dashboards in Excel. Our topics will be as followed: data preparation, data analysis, data visualization, creating a dashboard, using slicers for interactive filtering. You can send the emojis if we are together. Are we together up to that point? Thank you so much. About me, as I introduce myself here, I'm Vincent Omondi. I'm an analyst. I also have a background in statistics and computer science. Data preparation, as our topic one, we'll know how to clean our data using Excel or Power BI. Here we'll remove duplicates, handling missing data, standardizing formats, trimming unnecessary report spaces. Sorry. Organizing our data, ensure your data is in a table format. Avoid merged cells and blank rows and columns. Topic 2 will be data analysis, creating summary tables, using pivot tables to summarize our data. Topic 2 also, what we will be handle is how to use other functions such as the sum, the average, the count, and the max. Some of these you were taught by Sir Emmanuel, where he also covered a few topics on average, on functions in Excel, which was very. I've been following up and I've also been attending the classes. I've been doing practices on each and every them because Excel is too wide. You can't learn Excel in one day. There are several functions, several functions. That's why Excel is being updated each and every year. You're having 203, 2013, 2016, and 2019. But continuous practice makes it perfect. On topic 3 is data visualization. We'll be visualizing our data using charts, bar graph, column charts, line, pie chart, and scatter plots, etc. We'll also look at colors and styles and axes. Thanks to Sir Emmanuel, we introduced a few on our previous class, which was very great. We will also create our dashboards as our topic 4, setting up the dashboard layouts, and also we visualize and also we will add our charts to our dashboards. We remove them from pivot tables to our dashboards. The last one will be using slicers for interactive filterings. We will add our slicers to, let me remove that. Add slicers to our pivots for easy visualization. Short notes will be column charts, column stroke bar charts, compare data across categories, line charts, show trends over time, pie charts, show proportions over whole, scatter plots, show relationship between two variables, combo charts, combine two or more chart types. What this entails, it shows us what these charts deals with. For example, the bar charts, what does it do? It compares two data across categories. Maybe you have two categories data, maybe, for example, gender, and you also want to compare it with the department. Which gender falls under this department? We also show trends over time, whereby you see the dates, how how the dates are trending with quartiles and so on. And also another one is pie chart, which shows proportions of a whole. Pie charts are always in percentage. Ensure that whenever you are building your pie charts, ensure they are in percentage. And also scatter plots, which shows the relationship. Are we together? By show of hands. If I'm too fast, you can say. I can go slow. Are we together? Thank you so much. Summary notes on data visualization and dashboards. The importance of data visualizations. Why do you think this visualization is important? For example, you have been given a large big data set and you have been told to summarize this data for easy lookup. Maybe the company wants to transform this data to an easy way so they can explain it to other customers. So for example, here, it helps in understanding trends, patterns, and outliers. It makes complex data more accessible and understandable. What I was trying to say, actually, it's here. The principle of effective data visualization, for you to have that clear visualization from your graphs, the pie charts, and every charts and scatter plots, all your data should be, you should have a clarity on your graphs to ensure the visualization is easy to read. Accuracy, represent data accurately without distortion. Okay, and also you have to ensure your visualization. Sorry, I'm a low. I have a problem with S and Z, I think so. Serves as a clear purpose and answer specific questions. Okay, so all these things we shall look them here. And if there's any problem with anything, you can also bring it so that we can tackle it together. Okay. What I was telling you, that practice makes perfect. Practice Excel every day, every day, every day, every day. It doesn't matter which topic you are going to look at. Okay. I can give you a tip that can help you as a data analyst. For example, take a 30-day challenge and say, today I'm going to look at conditional formatting. It's only, let me say, roughly 10 minutes. Go to YouTube, look it there. We offer our YouTube channels is there. Sir Emmanuel is always posting them there. Go to our YouTube, like, share, and comment. This is a public portal where everyone can access it. Okay, we are back here. Use appropriate charts, types for the data, limit the number of colors. In the previous class, Emmanuel said that you should only use one color, okay? Or two, or madoido mingi watu wengine wapendangi, okay? That's in Swahili. I understand we have international students here. Limit the number of colors, okay? You can limit them to 2 to 3, okay? But depending on the company's requirements, some companies want only one color and they are strict to that, okay? And also avoid 3D charts as they can distort the data perception. You will see 3D. I think you were shown in the last class, but we look at it today also. Okay. I think the rest are just a summary of what we have discussed. Happy, okay? Let me close this tab and continue to the data itself. Before we proceed, by show of hands, can you tell if you're together? Are we together? Are we on the same page? Any question up to that point? I will only take you slow by slow so that everyone understands it. Any question? Any question, please? If there is no, let me continue. Ensure you're having Excel wherever you are, because we want to start with the practical part of it. This data is the same data that we used in the last class. Are we having it? Mercy, do you have the data?
Yes, Vincent.
I don't have the data.
Grace, are you having the data?
Yes, I have the data.
Thank you so much. Almost. Amos, are we together? Amos is not there. There's someone by letter A. There is Emmanuel or... Okay, let's proceed. The data that we used in the previous class, for me, I analyze this data in this way. The Excel data appears to be related to sales and financial performance, capturing details about products sold in various countries. Here's the data. The data is too large, you can see. It was reaching 526. This is a very large data, but not that large. Some companies can give you 10,000. Okay? But for our case, it's 526. Okay. Are we together? With your Excel, are we here? Can visualize the data. Okay. Now, you're on a job and you have been asked by your boss to create some reports and ultimate a dashboard for an upcoming presentation. Okay. You're given a giant of sheet of data and a list of reports that your boss needs. Okay. Although you are excited about the challenge and wondering how it's going to turn, this data turns the data into a nice looking dashboard. For example, this data here, you have been told to turn it to a nice looking dashboard that is very attractive. Okay, it's very large. No one can understand it. Okay, no one can understand it very well. For example, here we have got the country, the product, the unit sold, the revenue, the cost, the profits, the dates. Okay. But now you have been told to turn it to a nice looking dashboard, what will you do? This is now where the pivot tables come in, the dashboards and everything, okay? In this series, we're going to show you how to create pivot tables and database to solve the problem, okay? Remember our course outline, okay? Don't forget about it. We start with the basic for everyone to understand this data, okay? Let me check if there's any comment. Are we together? You can type or you can send emojis are here. Okay. You can type so that I can see if I'm too fast. Okay. Thank you so much. Start with the basic. The basic table and the pivot chart is what we are going to create here using this data set. It's a very large data set with 526. Okay. But we are going to start with the basic for everyone to understand what a pivot table is and what a pivot chart is and what a dashboard is. This is the outcome that I want us to come with, something like this. Okay. But I've done this before, but for the sake of this class, I'll start from the beginning up to the end, okay? Some of the questions that we are going to tackle in these sessions are this one, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? I'm going to give you an assignment where you will also practice this by yourself and send them to the email of the school, okay? I will also give you a few Excel. I've got so many Excel where you can also do the practice each and every day, okay? Because Excel, when you do it every day, it sticks to your mind because you'll get to know what is happening here and what is happening to the other hand. Excel is too sweet as a data analyst because this is where everything starts. There are several visualizations sites or softwares where you can use to visualize your data. For example, Power BI, Tableau, you can use that to visualize your data. There is also Python, where you use pandas to visualize your data. I've done projects in Excel and visualizing them in Power BI and also in Tableau, whereby some features are here in Excel, but other features are not here. So that's why the introduction of Power BI and Tableau comes in. For those who don't know what Power BI looks like, from this logo down here, you can see this is SQL. This is Power BI. Okay. Tableau, I think I removed it from the taskbar, but you can check out on it. Okay. We also offer Power BI and Tableau, our institution here in Beyond Data. You can register for those classes for you to advance in your data visualization, where the world is going right now. The world right now is going to an advanced level. Okay. So when the world, for example, when the year changes, okay, you also need to change. Should not stick to Excel only. Should also move from Excel to Power BI to Tableau to SQL to Python and R as a data analyst. Okay. For our case, we will use Excel to visualize this data. From the beginning of this data, you should ensure that your data is in a tabular format. First thing foremost, ensure your data is in a tabular format. And how do we create this data into a tabular format? There's a shortcut. There's a shortcut where you can click and make it to a tabular format. From your end, I want you to hold Control plus Shift plus L. Have you done that? By show of hands. Control. I'll repeat. Control plus Shift plus L. Grace, please confirm from your head. In your previous class with Sir Emmanuel, you were taught on how to create tables. This is a shortcut for you to save time, okay? This is a very good shortcut for me. I usually use this every day.
Yes, it works.
It works.
Yes.
Press it again. Control, Shift, L.
It undoes the table.
Right?
Yes.
It has removed the table, right?
Yes.
Now for our case, we want to create our table for our visualization. I want you to press that control again. Shift, L. That's our table, okay? Are we together? By show of hands. Nice. Thank you so much. Now, we have created our table. For us to create a pivot for us to create a pivot table, we have to ensure our data is clean. And how do we do that? Since we have created our table, what do we do? What do we need to check in Excel?
Vincent.
This is our data here. We have to check for empty rows, columns, duplicate data, data types, missing data, splitting and concatenating, blank rows,
Hello, Vincent.
smart columns, changing cases.
Hello, Vincent. How are you?
All these are data cleaning.
Hello, Vincent. Can you hear me?
They are all data cleaning that you can check on
Vincent.
in Excel. You can do this also in Power Query.
Hello, Vincent.
Power
Can you
Query
hear
also
me, please?
cleaning our data, which will be much more advanced. But for our case, we can also try that, okay? We can also try our case just a little bit. I won't touch much more on it. I won't touch it more because actually it is not part of the syllabus. But when you go to advanced levels, we will also teach that in this institution. For our case, we can also check for duplicates, can remove empty rows, we can check for empty columns, we can also remove each and every columns that have messy data. Okay. We can also check for delimiters. We can also convert our data cells to a table, which we have already done here. That we have also done at your hand. You have also
Vincent.
done it. Okay. We can also resize our columns.
Hello,
Where
Vincent.
was shown by Sir Emmanuel how to resize our columns was here. Okay. Maybe we are having new members in our class. Are we having new members?
Hello, Vincent. Can you hear us?
I can repeat it. You can click view codes.
Vincent.
Okay. After viewing codes, change this work. You change here to worksheet. After that, you type cells. Type cells. Okay. You don't need to copy and paste the code. You know, sometimes your code that code can get lost. Okay. Cells. Okay. Sorry. Cells. Okay. Dot. Okay. And you select the entire columns. Okay. Entire columns. You search for entire columns here. This is an easy way. Okay. Entire columns. Okay. Then dot autofit. Okay. Autofit. Can search for it. It's here. That way. Okay. Then you close everything. Okay. That's one way. Okay. That you are taught. Hope we are together up to that point. Okay. Dennis is calling me here.
Vincent. Hello, Vincent.
Sorry for that. I'm talking to Sir Emmanuel. Okay. Are we together up to that point? If I'm fast, you can
You can
say
repeat the.
where?
You can repeat what you have just shown us.
Right now. Okay. Sir Emmanuel, in our previous classes, I think I can give one of us to show that. Mercy, are you ready?
Yes, Vincent.
Can you show us on how to make ourselves to, we don't have to adjust ourselves this way. Okay. There's a formula that we use to do that, to expand our columns. Okay.
I think you need to stop sharing so that I can share from my end.
Okay. Thank you so much. Go ahead. The out of it column
Okay.
and read it. Okay.
So let me share my. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we are able.
So assuming you've created a new sheet and you want to make it the contents in that sheet fit to that column. So let me just create a new sheet. So what you need to do is to right click on that sheet here. You right click, then you'll see the view code. So you click on the view code. So you will be taken to this dialog box. So you'll see the general section. So there's a drop down here, which you need to select. Then you select the worksheet. Here is now where you are supposed to write that formula, which we were told it is cells
Yes.
dot entire column. You can pick it from that drop down, but let me just type. Then dot out of it. Then you close that dialog. Then you close the other one. Now you are supposed to check if whatever you are writing can fit to that column. So assuming, let me write, what do I write? Let me just write phone number. Phone number to check if my formula is working. So you see it is already auto-fitting to that column. Yeah, let me just even write number if it will fit to that the next column. You see the cell, the column has reduced to fit this number. So I think that's all I can say.
Yeah. That's it. Is your question answered?
Yes.
Are we together now? I'm sharing my screen.
Then Vincent, someone was calling you from the Beyond Data Statistics. I don't know if you've
Okay.
received.
Dennis, I think Dennis, I can see you.
No, I was telling the guy to raise his hand.
Dennis, before I share my screen.
Can I speak?
Yes, you can.
I was telling Beyond Data to raise his hand so that you can. choosing
Okay.
Monday.
Okay. From there, are we together? By show of hands. Any question? Any question? Okay, thank you so much. Let me proceed. Can you see the screen?
Yes, it is visible.
It's visible. Okay. Dennis, is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, it is clear.
It's clear.
Yes.
Okay. Let's proceed again. We have already created our table, okay? Now for the next step, our table and our data looks to be pretty well good and very well organized. But before we proceed, let's check for blanks, okay? You click this arrow here, the drop down in the country. Check if there's any blank. There's India, Malaysia, Philippines, UK, and the United States. There are no blanks there, okay? I already checked this data. It seems to be very, very good, okay? Let's check the products. If there's any blank, there are no blanks data here. Units sold, there are no blanks. It's okay. The revenue, so also there was no also blanks. From your end, are you able to see what I'm doing? By show of hands, I'll repeat. For you to remove blanks in Excel, you see the drop down here next to country. You click it. Check if there's a blank. Okay. There are no blanks here. I'll show you a data set where there's a blank and you can remove it. Okay? For our case, country, products, and unit sold and revenue, I can't see any blanks. Let's check for cost. Click on this drop down. Check if there's any blanks. Blanks are always down here. There are no blanks here. So we proceed to the next. Here, there are no blanks. Okay. So our data seems to be not having any blanks. Let's check for duplicates. Okay. Are we together? Up to that point? Any question? Any question? Okay. Let's proceed. We want to select the entire of this data for us to remove any duplicates. Select all the data from all your end from your end, okay? Go to data. See this drop down. I'll repeat. I'll repeat again. For us to remove duplicates, you select the entire data. Go to data. Come to data tools. Sorry. Select the entire data. Go to data. Data tools. You see this icon here? It says remove duplicates. Click it. For our case, there are duplicates. For example, let's take for country, okay? See? It says 520 duplicates values were found and removed. But for our case, we want to do that because our data seems to be good in a nice way, that for easy visualization. Okay. Control Z to get back your data. Okay. We will not remove duplicates here because we need it for visualization. Okay. Are we together? By show of hands, how to remove duplicates in Excel. You select the entire data, click here, click one of the cell, Control A, go to Data Tools, then click this icon here. You remove duplicates. Any question? I want to be a bit slow for us to understand what we are doing here. Okay. Are we together? Any question? Any question? If there's no question, let's proceed again. Let's continue to visualization now, okay? First, we want to create our pivot. Then we'll give one of the member also to show us what he or she can do at his or her back, okay? Okay. Hope we are together. Interesting. When you do this thing every day, you'll get used to it. Just 30 minutes or 20 minutes, you will be okay. Okay. Okay, now we want to start by creating our pivot tables. In our previous class, Sir Emmanuel showed us on how to create pivot tables. Hope you remember, but I'll repeat so that those who join today can also catch up with us. Okay. Click on the cell, go to insert. You'll see this icon here, say pivot tables. Okay. When you click the drop down, you'll see from table range. But when you don't click it and you just click here, this window will pop up. Okay. It will pop up here. Mine is not having the head, I see. You can see from the range, it's not having the range. Let's try. Let's see what's happening. It's only having country, product, date, revenue. I think it's the entire table. Are we together? Let me repeat again. This is our data. I forgot to mention something before we start. Ensure always when you have been given a data set, ensure you're having the original data and the copied data itself, so that you avoid errors that might merge up. Okay. For my case, I already written here this sheet, the original data. Okay. But I'll use this one. I'll use the original data. For your case, I want you to ensure that the original data it's like this. Okay. You can create a copy. Make sure you're having this rule also as a data analyst by yourself. Okay. That anytime you have been given a data, ensure that you're having the original data by itself. Okay. ensure that you are having the original data by itself and the copied data. Okay, we want to create a dashboard, but before that, let's create a pivot table. Click insert, click here, pivot tables, ensure it is on a new sheet, then click OK. After clicking OK, this pop-up will be there, a new sheet. I want you to name it pivot table. After you have named pivot tables, click outside there, click on the cell, okay? So for it to be saved, okay? Click on the pivot so that we can have these fields here. I want us to explain a few things here. From your end, you will see this pop-up whereby you will see the pivot tables fields, whereby we have all our fields. We have country, product, revenue, unit sold, cost, profit, and date. Okay. From our original data, you can check up if you are having the country, product, unit sold, revenue, cost, profit, and date. Okay. Are we together? Are we together? From our pivot tables, we have this field called the choose fields, whereby we have all our columns here. The column headers are whole here. Ensure that you are having that on your end. Then we have got drag fields, where we can drag anything from this point to drop it here. I'll explain here a few bits, okay? On the columns and the rows, we all drop the categorical values, okay? And the values, we only need numerical, the continuous ones. Ensure that by all time, you're having numerical values here, okay? For our case, let's take country. I want us to go by the questions that we had, okay? We want to answer these questions, okay? How much revenue has each product generated? Okay. Go back to your table. Ensure you understood this part. How much revenue has each product generated? We have a continuous value, a continuous data here, which is revenue, and a product, okay, which is not continuous. We go back to our pivot tables. Pivot tables. We take product. Our product is not continuous, right? We take it to rows, okay? But our revenue, which is continuous, we take it to values. Are we together? You look for continuous values so that you can take it to this area which is written values with a sum here, okay? It has values. So you bring our revenue. Where is it? Here it is. You take revenue, you drop it to this, you drop it here. Okay. You can also take cost. Yeah, but for our case, we want to answer the question. Here. We did this in our last class, but for our case, we might have new members. So that's how we can create a pivot table. Now we are having our first pivot table, which is table 1. Are we together up to that point? Please check if you're together. Thank you so much. Let's proceed. We want to create now the first visualization using this. Okay. To create a visualization, you click on the pivot table. Okay. Then you go to analyze, pivot table analyze. Then you see this icon here, it says pivot chart. Okay, click on it. Then this window will pop up on your side. You'll see different types of charts which are here: column, the line, the pie, and the bar graph, etc. What I was telling you, what I was reading there back there on the course outline, and everything they do. There are different types of column. We have got the clustered, the column, the stacked. We have got the 100% stack, and we also have the 3D, and we also have the 3D stacked column, and also the 3D 100. For our case, let's pick this one, okay? And say we take that one for our case, okay? Now this is the chart. This is the first chart that we have. Up to that point, are we clear? I'll repeat. For us to create, pardon? For us to create the first visualization using a pivot chart, given a pivot table here, you click on the cell on the pivot table here, okay? Then you go to pivot table analyze. You'll see this icon here, written pivot chart. Click on it. This pop-up will come. You choose the type of chart that you want. For example, this company wanted you to use the stacked column. This is it. This is how it looks. You click OK. For our case, we selected this one, which we'll continue with. Are we together? A show of hands. Mohammed, today I can't hear you talking.
Yes, Malim. I've been away. I'm just coming now. I had a busy day.
You had a busy day.
Yeah.
We are doing a data visualization today. You are in the last class, right?
Yeah, I
Up
think
to
this
this
is the
point,
last
are we
class.
clear? Yeah. We'll do the same also on others, okay? We are answering these questions, okay? How much revenue has each product generated? We took our products, chocolate, cookie, raisin, the sugar, etc. We put them on our rows. We can also try put them on our columns, okay? And see the change. See? You can see the changes that happens there, okay? You can see the changes there, but we want it to be, you see, actually, there's something that has happened here. Legend, there's something that is the legend here, okay? Legend here helps you to make your visualization to have some features that you are not to, for example, you wanted to add some features to your graphs, okay? Let's take product and put it to here and put it there. See what happens. There's a change, okay? Okay, are we together? This is our first visualization. Let's move it to our dashboard, okay? Before that, let's create a dashboard, another sheet. For you to create a sheet, you click on the plus sign here. It will create another sheet, okay? For me, I'm having two sheets, sheet 5 and sheet 4. I'll delete this one and name this one dashboard. Okay. Okay, it's already exists. I'll rename it to dashboard 3. Okay, it's not existing. From here, I want to move this chart here to our dashboard 3 for easy visualization. Click on the chart here. You right click. From your end, I want you to right click on the chart. Scroll down to move chart. This window will pop up. I want you to select dashboard 3. I don't know how you renamed it, or I don't know how you renamed it on your end, but you can name it dashboard. Okay, dashboard 3. Then you click OK. That chart will be moved here. You shape it. Okay. A few things we were taught in our last class, but I'll touch them, okay, as we conclude, okay? Let's create another pivot table. Are we together?
Question.
Yes, question?
While you are moving the chart,
Yes.
do you move, is it move like you are cutting from where it is to the new sheet, or you'll also retain another chart on the same sheet?
Okay, let me pardon it again. I'll begin. We have already created our pivot table, right? I want to create a dashboard where all the visualizations from the pivot tables, all the charts that we have created here in pivot tables can be visualized in another sheet different from these pivot tables, okay? For our data to be clean, okay? In our case, our main goal is to have a clean data, because we can't have a dashboard, we can't have a pivot table here, a dashboard here, a slicer here at one page. We want to avoid that, okay? That's why we create another sheet and name it dashboard. You can name it dashboard 1, dashboard 2, or dashboard 3. For my case, I named it dashboard 3. I'll create another dashboard, okay? Hope we are together. For you to create another sheet, you click here, you click the plus sign here. A new sheet will be created. For me, it's sheet 6. I'll rename it to dashboard. To dashboard 6. Okay. I click outside here, so it has been renamed. Okay. I come back to my pivot table. I create a chart called a pivot chart. I click here, at any place, at any cell of this pivot table. Then I go to pivot analyze. Then there is this icon here written pivot chart. I click on the pivot chart. I choose any chart that I want. For our case, for this case, which I'm explaining now, let me choose the stacked column, which I'll choose OK. After that, this chart will be created. After this chart has been created, I want to move this chart to my dashboard that I created, which I named dashboard 6, where I will easily visualize this data. Okay. I'll click on the chart, anywhere on the chart. Okay. I'll right click anywhere on the chart. Right click. Then you scroll down where it has been written move chart. I'll click on move chart. Then this window will pop up. This window will pop up, and from here it has been written new sheet. Don't click anything there. It has then the second one is object in. On this drop down, there's a drop down here. Click on the drop down, select the renamed sheet where you renamed it dashboard. Click on that on that renamed sheet, then click OK. That chart itself, it will be moved to another sheet where you named dashboard for easy visualization. Okay, this is our new chart. Apart from the one that we created earlier, this was the one that we created earlier. This is the next. This one is the second one. Okay, are we together?
Together.
Mohammed, you joined late, but are we together up to that point?
Yes, yes, Mwalimu, we're together. I'm getting it.
Thank you so much. Now I'll give a chance to one of you to answer the next question. This is the next question. How do sales vary across different regions, whereby our sales is a continuous data? Then regions, which is not continuous, you will see where to put it in columns or rows. Okay, but our sales will be, let's check our pivot. It will be, our sales will be on values because it is continuous values. Okay, I'll pick randomly for anyone who is ready. Brian,
I'm not in a position to share my screen since I'm using another laptop to do the exercise.
okay. James, can you share your screen? James is not there. Mercy, can you do the presentation?
It's okay. Let me share my screen.
Okay. Mercy, Mercy had already showed us something, so I didn't want to pick, but it seems our students are not there today.
So you can stop sharing.
Okay.
What was your question, Vincent?
My question is,
Yeah.
this is the question here. How do sales vary across different regions?
Okay, how do sales vary across different regions?
Yes.
So from the list I have here, I think we will use the country
Yes.
under the rows,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Then for the cells, which one do I choose? Is it the unit sold? I was trying to figure out.
Okay. Okay.
Or
Take the unit sold.
yes. Then I will take the unit sold. I will drag it to values.
Yes.
So I think this is the result.
Yes.
So I need to create a pivot chart, right?
Yes. Yes. A pivot chart.
So I think I have to select maybe a cell in that pivot table. Then I go to my pivot table tools,
Yes.
where I will open the options part. Then I'll
Yes.
choose the pivot charts section.
Yes.
So I will choose maybe the column, right?
Yes. Yes.
So I don't know if you want me to pick the clustered column or which type of column, because I have
Pick
several
any.
columns. Okay, let me pick the first one, the clustered column, right?
Yes.
Then I click OK. So I think this is my column,
Yeah.
my chart, I mean, my column chart.
Yes.
So what I need to do is to now move my my pivot chart to the dashboard where we will be viewing our visualization of the data we are trying to analyze. So
Yeah.
what I need to do is to select any part of this pivot chart, and I need to right click. I don't know why it is not giving me the right thing. Huh?
Mhm.
Let me just okay. So I pick any part, then I right click, then I choose the move chart.
Yes.
So I need to select the sheet I want to move that chart to, where I think I named mine to be dashboard. So I will select dashboard,
Yes.
then I click OK. So
Yes.
let me check it from my end. I think it is even on that dashboard.
Yes.
So from my end, you can see the previous chart we created, which is here.
Yes.
And then this one is the one we recently created for the,
Yes, Mercy. Thank you.
okay.
Yeah. Any question? Any question? By show of hands? If no question, let me proceed. Kelvin? Kelvin? Okay, let me proceed. We are here. We have answered the second question. Okay? We have answered the second question. Now I want us to proceed and answer the third question. How have sales for each product changed over multiple days? What are the sales trend in different regions over time? We have sales and product and days. Okay? Now let's go back to our pivot table. For me to avoid creating several sheets and name them pivot tables, I'll select this pivot table like this. I copy it, I drag down, then paste. Okay? After pasting it, ensure you are working on this pivot table. This is the first one, but this is the second one because I want to check on the sales, the products, and the days. To mean, in this pivot table, I will add the date. Okay? I'll add the date here. When you go back to your original data, you'll see the date is in years. Okay, 2020, but it is January. Okay, the entire of January. Okay, go back to your pivot table. Okay, take date, drag it to columns. Okay, and see the change. Okay, there's a lot. Okay, you can see your chart has expanded. Okay, you can either choose to take the date to rows so that we can have something like this. You can see how it has changed. Okay, it has changed so much. but it's not what we want. Let me just remove it. Okay, we remain with this one. Now I want us to filter this. I want us to filter this column for date. Okay, for you to filter, there's a drop down here. There's a drop down here. Click on the drop down. Okay, go to field settings. After field setting, you'll see out this pop up here. Okay, it's written date. Okay, we can rename our custom name to anything, but when you see nothing changes from this point, you know that the date has not been selected properly. Okay, we can close this tab. Okay, come back here. Okay, let me check on the dates. Okay, if we can do anything on the date. Okay, I want us to learn something here. Take this date, take it to rows. Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, this is what I wanted. Okay, for me to format this, for me to format the date, okay, I'll click on that. Okay, then there's this drop down here. Click on the drop down, and then there's a date filter. Click on the date filter. Here you can see several output that is here. You can check today, yesterday is here, and everything. For example, if I want to take from today, this data is from 2020, but my current year is 2021. To mean when I click today, all the data will disappear because my current date is 2024, but the data is for 2020. Are we together? Are we together? To unfilter it, to go back to our original data, there's this icon here. You click on it, then you click clear filter from date. You click it that way, then your data comes back because our data started from 2020. Are we together? Are we together up to that point? Okay. For our case, we wanted to answer for products. Let's take products to columns and see what happens next. Here it is. This is what I wanted actually. This is what I wanted. Something like this. Okay. Something like, yeah, this is what I wanted actually. Are we together up to that point? I want you to take, let me repeat again. Let me repeat. I'll repeat. I'll repeat. I'll repeat. The question is, how have sales for each product changed over multiple days? For our case, we have sales and products and days. Okay. The reason why we are having days is because if you look at our data, we have got January only. There are no any other months. There are no any other year. We are only having 2020, but only for, is it January? It's January, and January, yeah, it's January, but it's in month. Okay, January, February, March. But if, let me check here. Yes, I think that's okay. That's okay. If you scroll down from your data, from your original data, you'll see the data. It's having January, December, July, April, and so on up to 1st. Okay, it starts from 1st January to December. Okay, that's why if we go back to our pivot tables, we get our products. Here it is. This is our table. Okay, you take your date to rows. Okay, and take your products again to rows. Okay, are we together? Let's create a pivot chart and see the outcome of this. Go to pivot table analyze. Click this icon which has been written pivot chart. Click on it. Let's try to see the line chart. Okay, and see the trend. You can see what's happening, the changes that are happening. For my case, let me choose this one. Okay. You could see the fluctuation, how it's going. Okay. This is chocolate, which is at 117,000. The lowest one, when you go down here, it's a fortune cookie. Yeah. Which is 6,209. Okay. Let's check this chart. Okay. We want to move this chart to our dashboard. You right click on the chart, go to move, then select then select the dashboard, how you named it, which is dashboard 3. For my case, it is dashboard 3. Then click OK. Then here it is. Take it up here. Shape it well. Okay. Again, let's go to our question again. Let's take another question and see what's happened next. What is the profit generated by each product? Yes, pardon. Any question? Any question? Someone has raised his hand. Any question? Okay. Let me proceed. Let me answer this question again. What is the profit generated by each product? I go back to my pivot table. Okay, you see, I avoided creating a lot of sheets. Sheet 1, sheet 2, naming them pivot table, but I'm only using this one. Okay, I come here, I select this pivot, I copy it. Okay, then move down here, then paste it. Okay, paste it there. This helps us not to create a lot of sheets naming them pivot table, but we are only using this one. For our case, we want to answer profits. We want to answer the profit, this column, profit, and product. We want to know the profit that is made by each product. If we look at this table, we have got the profit of this column and the product. We want to know which product is making the highest profit between these countries. Okay, we go back to our pivot table. We select it. After selecting it, here it is. We check on the product, but what we will change is now the revenue, because here now we are going to look at the profit. Okay, we take profit. We remove. For you to remove revenue from this place. Okay, you can hold it and drag it here, where you will see sum of revenue, and there's an X. An X is down there, and you leave it. Okay, or there's also another way that you can do that. For example, when you take cost here, you can just remove it, bring it back where it was. For our case, we are using the profit. We take profit here to our values because it is continuous, right? Sorry, there's a pop-up from my window which I need to close. Thank you. Okay, I take profit, then bring it to values because it is continuous. Create now another chart. Okay, a pivot chart. I click here, then go to pivot table, analyze, then click on the chart. Let me see what kind of chart I can make from the bar graph. Come here, pick any bar graph which is here. For example, let me choose this one. Let me click OK. That one. Then I move my chart to my dashboard. Okay, I right click, then move chart. Move chart where this pop-up comes in. You select where you want your chart to be moved. For my case, it is dashboard 3. I click on the dashboard 3 and click OK. Now it is down here. Let me find it where it has hidden itself. Where are you? Where are you? Where is my chart? Here it is. Here it is. I move it up so that it can align with the rest that is up here. This is a project, for example. You can use this as a project for yourself. Okay. By the end of this session, you can use this one to create as your project. Okay. I move it, I ensure it is up here so that it is aligned with others. Okay. Move it down here. Okay. Now let's go and answer our last question. I think it's our last question. Our last question is, what is the average profit margin for each product? We come back here to our pivot table. Now they want the average. For this case, we were using let me check what we were using here, but we can change by clicking on here. I'll explain. Let me explain. We want to create another dashboard, another pivot chart, right? For our profit average. All right. Here we are using the sum, but how is this sum here? You can ask yourself that question. Okay. You come here to this drop down next to here in values, where you dragged and dropped your profit. There's this drop down here. Yes. I can see someone is raising his hand. Yes. You're allowed to speak. Any question? Okay. Let me create this chart. Let me create here, okay? Where were we? Now we wanted to remove this sum here, okay? And put it to average, okay? I click on this drop down that is on the sum of profit, click on it, go to value fields, okay? After there, I choose on the average, okay? There's an average here, okay? I can also decide to count where, for example, when I click on the count, let's see the change. Let's see, you can see chocolate was having the highest count, which is 151, okay? Let's go back and take the average one, because that is what we wanted. For us to go back, you click on this drop down here, okay? Go to value fields. After going to value fields, choose on the average, okay? You can also choose on the maximum. There's a several part. You remember on our previous case when we were having the date, this pop-up was not there because we could not choose on which date was here. But when you see this pop-up here, know that your data is okay. For our case, here it is okay. Let's choose on the average. Click on the average and click OK. We are answering this question. What is the average profit margin for each product? Come back here to our pivot table. You see, now we are having the average of profits, okay? Now we are having the average, okay? You can select on it, okay? Let's see what happens. We can also put it in ascending to ascending. Let me see. Oh, I remember something. We can also put it as a percentage. Everything that we have put on this side, they can also be as a percentage. This side can also be as a percentage, okay? But for our case, we want the average only, but the decimals are too many for our case. What do we do? Let me see, but we can also work with that, okay? We can also work with that. But let's work with this for our ease and also for our time, okay? We create a chart, okay? Click anywhere on the pivot table, go to pivot table analyze, click on the pivot chart. Let's choose another one. Let's see what happens. Oh, this is a pie chart. A pie chart. Yes. Yes, let's use a pie chart here, because I think we have got the products are how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have got 6. If we see our pivot, we are also having 6. We can use a pie chart. Let's click on it. Remember a pie chart, when you creating when creating a pie chart, ensure it is in percentage. For our case, we'll change it to percentage when we have already moved it to our dashboard. Okay, click move so that you can move it to our dashboard. Then click dashboard. For my case, is dashboard 3. Then I move the chart. I search it where it is. Here it is. I take it up so that it can align with the others. You can take this as your project. Maybe you can go and find more on it. You can do a lot with the data set that we are using. Okay. I align it with here. I align it here. Let me see what question am I remaining with. I think it's like this. Okay. Now let's arrange our data sets so that it can look more clear and also more visible to everyone, so we can make it to look in a nice manner. Clarity. Remember, the first goal was to put it in a clarity, for it to be in a clarity manner. Okay. In our case, let's try remove some things here. Let's start with this, the first chart. You can click on the plus sign, okay, to add other elements that you want to see here on the chart. For example, the X titles, the chart titles, and the chart title, which we want also, we want chart title. I'll click on it. For your case, I want you to click on it. I think I'm working with I want to work with this one, the first one. Then I click on this plus sign. Then I click on the chart title, which is this one. For my case, it has already been checked. Okay. I don't want these grid lines. This grid line sometimes makes our chart to be a lot messy. Okay. For my case, I will remove them. I'll check on the grid line. And check on the grid line so that it looks like this. Okay. Rename my title. And how do we rename your title? You click where it has been written title, and this text box will be created on your hand. Click on it again, then delete that and rename it according to the question. For our case, this was revenue. It was revenue per product, sorry, per product, okay, per product, all right? Click outside for it to be renamed, okay? All right? Are we together? Any question? Any question? Again, I'll do the same on this. I'll click on the plus sign, okay, to check on my chart title, which is already there, okay? I remove the grid lines, okay, for easy visualization, okay? Then I rename my title. I click anywhere on the title, okay, and rename it as revenue per product. This is a trend, okay? The trend of revenue. Let me see. Let me name it trend. You can name it anything as per your view of the question. Okay. Let me say, for my case, let me name it trend. Okay. Trend per product. Per product. Okay. Then I remove this. I remove this sum of revenue here. I right click on the sum of revenue here. Then it says you search for where it has been written remove field. I click on it, then it will be removed. Okay, I think it has gone with my chart. Let me Control Z and see what's happening. Let me see what's happening. I don't know what's happening on my sheet. Let me see. Control Z. Okay, let me see what's happening on my sheet. Has happened. Delete.
And use
Sorry for that.
hide.
I removed the field which was not supposed to be done that way. It was supposed to hide all fields on the chart. I have to hide all fields, but on the chart, I hide it, then it has gone away. Okay. You can see now my chart is a bit big. Okay. Here it is too small, but we will expand on the chart so that it can look visible. Let me see. Okay, let me see. I'll check on that. Okay, we come here again. We remove this field again. We hide all field buttons. We remove it there. We again move this field here. Right click. Then you remove. You hide all fields button again. You come back to our pie chart. You right click on it. Then you hide fields again. I think we have done that to all our charts. Okay. Now I think it has been shaped well. I think it has been shaped well. Okay. Now you can shape on your, you can rewrite the text of these products here by right clicking on them and come back, and you can format the axis. Okay, you click on the format the axis or the font size. Okay, you can format the font size of the written words here by clicking on it. Okay, and you go here and select the size that you want. For example, I want it to be at 8. I click OK. You'll see the font size changing here. Okay, I can also resize my chart from here by dragging it up. Okay, I drag it up that way. I can also do it on this part. Okay, like this. Okay, that way. Okay, I think having a date here, it brings a lot of my chart to be a bit messy. Let me check on it. Let me check with it and remove that. Okay, let me have that. Let me have that. Let me change the chart type. Let me see the one that suits it well. No. Okay. This one is good. This one is good. This one is good. Let's use this one. Let's use that one. I click OK. Any question? Any question?
Just an addition.
Any question? Kelvin? Brian?
I've noticed when on the pivot tables.
Let me start with Brian. Brian?
I've noticed in the pivot tables.
Pardon?
I'm saying
Uh-huh.
I have noticed on the pivot table.
Yes.
When maybe you create a pivot table, for instance, you might create one for products and average profit, and then you look about it and you move that chart to the dashboard and you delete that chart. You delete that pivot table. That one is affecting the overall dashboard, and maybe you create another.
Oh, okay. I'm
I've
getting
done
you.
it.
So you are saying, for example, when I take this one, when I copy this one, I copy it
No.
here. Then I decided to take country now. I put it here and remove product. Let me remove product. Okay, now this way. Brian,
Yes.
then
So what?
I create a chart.
Yeah.
Okay, let me create a chart. That one. Let me take, for example, budget. Let me use the clustered one. Then I click OK. Then I move the chart to my dashboard. I move it. I click where I want it to be moved, which is dashboard 3. I click OK. It's here. I have not seen any changes. Let me move it down. Brian?
I don't think you understood what I asked. You can go back on the pivot table and let me explain a bit more.
Okay. Yeah.
So what I can say, for example, this chart that is heading on row 10.
Row 10.
Yeah, so basically what I was doing, I was creating this chart, and then when we want to create another pivot chart, I could delete the previous pivot table and
Yes.
create another pivot table. And when we want to create another one, I delete the previous and do a new one. So what I've noticed by the end of all that,
Yeah.
the dashboard visuals that I'm getting for the current pivot table that is on the pivot table sheet. So what I can say
Yeah.
that I have learned that when you delete a pivot
Mhm.
table,
Yeah.
it's like the chart will disappear on the dashboard. Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I can say.
Yeah. You don't have you don't have to delete it from me, okay? Because for example, let me delete it and let me see. Oh, I think I've hidden my fields.
For instance, when you delete all the pivot tables and you are left with one, and when you go to the dashboard, you'll just be left, all of the chart will just be representing one data from one pivot table.
I'm getting you. Yeah. I think you're right. When you delete a dashboard from this point, then you go back to your, let me say, when you delete your pivot table from this point, again, then and then you go back to your dashboard, you will notice that your pivot chart has been deleted as well. Brian, are you able to share your screen? Are you able to share your screen?
Just 1 second. I log in. I join with my other laptop.
Okay, Kelvin, I can hear your question as he's
Yeah.
trying to log in.
Okay. I was saying,
Yeah.
Alim,
Go on.
you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
Okay, there are two things I wanted. It's just an addition of what you have told us
An additional?
on what you have done.
Yeah.
You see, for visualization, there's
Yeah.
anything you are doing with there's the last illustration.
Yeah.
The one is a pie chart. Yeah, a pie chart.
Yeah.
For better visualization, for anybody who will be viewing it, it's good to add my battery is low. It's good to add the percentage. So that anybody viewing the visualization, it is quick for him to know this one is, because some of the people are colorblind actually. So when they
Yes.
have
Yes. Exactly.
percentages, it is easier for visualization. So
Yes.
that is one. Then another thing, we have another category of pie charts which
Yes.
combine to, it's called combo chart. We haven't
Yes.
done, but
Yes.
it's also good if you have a lot of data, like you
Yes.
want to know the product, then profit, and maybe another thing like averages or the number of counts. So you have
Yes.
more than 3 stuff. So you can combine either by using the bar chart or a line. That is also one good stuff for visualization, having a lot of data.
Yes.
That is what I just wanted to add.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. I think we are learning new things as we proceed. Thank you so much, Kelvin, for that addition of information. Any question? Brian has just said percentage for, we had a percentage here for easy visualization and also for clarity. We can also use a combo. Let me show you how it looks. Let me show you. I think it's, we need a large data set, right, Kelvin?
We need it's like you're going back to a new pivot, adding another stuff. Like you have
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
get it.
uh,
Brian?
I'm set now.
Okay. I leave the presentation.
Yeah.
Okay. You can present.
Yeah. I want to present.
Yes, Brian?
Can you see my screen, right?
Yes, I can see your screen.
So basically what I was saying is, as you are creating the pivot tables,
Yeah.
I could delete mine, and whenever we are creating a new one, my pivot table was just left with the new that we have created. And after we have done all that, at the end I have gone to my dashboard and realized that all the charts are the same. The data represented is the same, but the charts are different. Let
Can
me
you
show
show us?
you. For example, shoot.
Yes. You're lost again. Brian? I think Brian has left. Let me present. Brian? Okay, due to time, let me proceed and show you how to create slices for all this that you have created. Okay. So here are our charts. Let's create slices. You click anywhere on the chart. Okay. Go to insert tab. Okay. Go to filters. Click on slices. Then it will show you all that, the columns that we had. For example, we will take products, profit, and units sold, and we click OK. 3 slices will be created here. ensure they are on your left side or your right side, okay, or at the top, okay. You can shape them, you can resize them, okay. There's a tax bar that will pop up here, okay. We can give them any color, that color, this color, that color, or that, okay. Or you can shape them using this size here. There's a ribbon written, there's a down ribbon that is written size here. You can shape them too. You can see how it is changing, or you can shape it how you want it, the height, okay. You can reduce the height also. For our case, let's reduce the height, okay, and come back to the another slicer, okay. Any question on how to create slicers?
Kindly repeat on creating the slices.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll go step by step, okay. Let me go step by step before I create connections. You click on the chart. For example, this is the first chart, okay? I can click on the second one, okay? Then go to, are we together? Then we go to,
Yes, we're together.
let me repeat again. I click on the chart, okay? Go to insert, then search where there's a slicer, okay? Here, it is under the filters, okay? I click on the slicer, then select that you want to view. For our case, we want to use the product, the profit, and the unit sold, because most of them are what we were using in creating our charts. Okay, so I want you to select on the product and the profit and the unit sold. Okay, have you selected?
Yes, yes.
What are the changes? Then you click OK. Click OK. Can you see something like this?
Yes. Yes.
You can
Proceed. Yes, proceed.
now you come here. I said from this part, there is a ribbon that has been created for slicer, where you can select the color, the slicer styles, arranging the buttons and the size. For our case, I was arranging the size. Okay, I could change the size of this, okay, and the width also. For example, you can see, okay, the height, okay. So for your case, you can do that, or you can do it manually by just clicking on the chart. When I click on the chart, okay, then I resize them manually like this, okay, how I want, okay. I want you to shape them so that they can align with the chart. Let me shape them also. To save time. Tomorrow. I want you also to do the same on your end. Do what I'm doing. Shape them. Let me bring it down here. Shape this one. Move it here. Okay. Let me move this one also here. Do this on your hand. Move the charts. Are you able to move the charts on your end?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay. Ensure they are aligned by each other. Okay. That way. That one. This one also. Let me bring it down here. Okay, so this is how it looks. After that, I want to report connection to see the changes in my charts. I click anywhere on the slicer. Then I right click. After right click, I scroll down to where it has been written report connection. I click on report connection. Then it will, because I've created so many pivot tables, it will tell me how many tables do you want to check on. Okay. For your case, I don't know how many pivot tables do you have. Okay. I'll click on them, all of them. I don't know how many I'm having, but let me see, because I'm having several here. Okay. Okay. I'll repeat. For you to report connection so that your charts can be shown, so that when you click even 784, your chart can be seen changing here. I click on the chart, okay? Then I right click, then I scroll down up to where it has been written report connection. I click on report connection. I select the pivot that I want. For my case, it is pivot 3, okay? This pivot 3 can be this one, or this one, or this one, or this one. For my case, let me choose them all. For your case, you can also choose them all so that you can see what difference it makes on your chart. Okay, I'll select them. After selecting them, I click OK. What does it say? It says Microsoft Office has denied a potential security scan. Let me click OK. That pop-up, when that pop-ups come in on your side, you click OK, the way I've clicked OK, so that you can see what changes can be made on our charts. Let me click 794 and see what changes it makes. Can you see what I'm doing? I'll repeat. I'll repeat again. I'll repeat. For me to report connection, I right click on the slicer. Then I move down to report connection. Then I select all the pivots that are here. Okay. For your case, I don't know how many are there. Okay. For my case, I think I built a lot of pivot charts. Then I click OK. Okay. Then there's a pop-up that will come here, which says it comes as a warning. Okay. For my case, I've already created, so it won't come. Then I click OK. When that pop-ups come, I want you to click OK on that. After clicking OK, leave it for a while. There's for a while to load. After that, you click anywhere on the slicer to see changes that takes place. Okay, you click any part of the slicer, any number, any profit that was made, for example 738, you click on it and see what changes. To remove this filter here on the slicer, there's an X here, clear filter. I click it. It will come back to its original format. Any question up to that point? Any question?
Vincent.
Yes, I want to repeat.
Okay. I've seen Brian saying that his screen on his side has frozen. So
Okay.
can you repeat?
Let me repeat. For me to report connection, I will click on the slicer, then I right click. Okay. Then I come down here. I click on report connection, click on it, select all the pivots that are here. Okay. Then I click OK. For my case, I've already created, so it won't pop up. Let me use this one. Let me just cancel this one, okay? Let me create a slicer as quick as possible. Let me say product, okay? Yeah, profit. Then I click OK. This one will come. I click. Suppose my cursor was here. I will click on the slicer, then right click, then select report connection. I click on report connection, then I select the pivots that are here. For my case, I've already created a lot of pivots in this worksheet. Then I click OK. After clicking OK, a pop-up will come from your on your screen. When that pop-ups come, I want you to click OK. For my case, the pop-up has already come, so it won't be there, okay? But when you see when I'm trying to click on the profit anywhere, you can see the changes that is happening on the chart, okay? Or on the chart, okay? Can I repeat again? Okay. Any question? This was just a sample, okay? An example. Let me go back to my dashboard. This is it. Let me clear the filter. There's an X arrow there's a red here, okay? Click on it. It will clear the filter. It comes back to normal. And this is our original, this is our final product, though it needs to be filtered a lot. There's no percentage here. We can do percentage. Can I show here what I'm doing? I wanted to go first. You click on this chart, come here, chart style, click on it, select this one, the second last, okay? Click on it, okay? Because it is having a percentage, okay? I'll click on it, okay? And see. That's it. You can play along with the sizes so that it can appear very visible and also very clear for easy visualization. You can also have a title here at the top, naming the title of your dashboard of your project or anything. For example, this can be your project. You can name it here. You can name it sales, the sales per country, or you can name it any other name that you want to name it. Okay, and it becomes your final project. Okay. A lot needs to be done here. Okay, the title, I've not placed the title. You can do the title on your hand. So the next class, when you come to the next class, you can have something that is visible, that can be that a company can help you. A company can say that this is a good work. Okay, but due to time, I want you to check on that. For your case, I want you to go and do a few practice and also a few assignment, so that in the next class, in the next class, you can do that. Here is an assignment. Here is an assignment data set, whereby you'll walk through this assignment. You'll create tables. You'll create pivot charts and pivot tables, and also you'll create slicers. Here are the objectives that I want you to tackle: the sales per product, and also the sales per salesperson, the sales per year. I want you to have a final dashboard whereby I can visualize everything. I've already done this project. You can also see the visualization is here. I want you to come out with something like this that is very presentable. Okay, these colors, don't worry about the colors. You can do away with them, depending on the organization's requirement. You can insert slicers, okay, report connection to them, okay, so that you can come up with something like this. All right, that one will be your assignment. You'll get the assignment through your email, whereby you will work on them. I can also share a few Excel. You can also get Excel data from Kaggle, where you can work on them each and every day. I encourage you to do that, because any question, I can see someone raising up the any question. Let me end the class. I've passed the class. I've passed the time. I'm sorry for that. Okay. So that marks the end of our class. Ensure you will have this data set so that you can go work on it. Okay. So that you can submit your assignment. Thank you so much. The class has ended. Or if there's any question.
Hello, Vincent. Before you finish.
Yes.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. How was the session today? Hope you've enjoyed the session today. Yes. There is a feedback form in the chat section that you're supposed to give there your feedback so that you can receive the data sets that are going to be shared with you to work on to develop your dashboard. That will be shared by our normal links for sharing the assignments. So ensure that you fill the feedback form. And also for the certification, next week will be our last class. For Microsoft Excel, we had 5 weeks challenge on every Friday. We have upcoming cohorts on different data tools. So you can just check on our website, whichever tool you would like to learn, you can enroll there. Otherwise, let's take this opportunity to appreciate Vincent for taking us through today's session via some reactions, reaction icons. Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, yeah, as Vincent has said, that marks the end of our session today. Please remember to fill in the feedback form so that we can get your takeaways. Yeah. Otherwise, thank you so much.
Excuse me. Hello.
Yes, Ian.
Just a question.
Yes.
The feedback form will it be sent on our emails? Because I just joined.
It is
I
in the
joined
chat
like
section.
recently, so I don't have the. I don't know. I can't get the chats.
Yeah, I think it should have been shared again. So just check. Just check.
I've seen it.
Yeah, just check.
Okay, thank you. I've seen it.
Dennis, feedback form, not the website, but they can as well also have the link for the website. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
The class has ended. Thank you so much.
You can stop recording, Dennis.